some yellow cards, a couple issued to both clubs. But other than that, a back and forth championship final so far, as we are just 1 minute into this second half of this championship final. If it stays at 0-0, or even if both teams score 1-1, as Croatia has a chance in the box now. Ball back in, shot, scores! Oscar Cordon! This game is over from Warrior Field in Waterloo, Ontario, the home of the University of Waterloo Warriors. The final whistle has been blown, and Toronto, Croatia are your 2015 Canadian Soccer League First Division champions. Turned over though, another chance. Whiteman, the delivery, and it's a cracking strike from the Vaughn striker, and he equalizes here in the 39th minute. The leading scorer, Jarek Whiteman, adds to his tally, and that's number 18, and equalizes this match. It's 1-1. Amato up. Can Whiteman counter? He can. Whiteman, he wins the ball. He's on a breakaway here. The strike! Into the corner it goes, and the Azzurri's leading scorer gets the equalizer once again, and it's all tied up 2-2 in the 57th minute. Jarek Whiteman with number 19 on the season and his second of the match. The Chiara now with the delivery. Back post. The header back in. The Azzurri with the chance. Into the box and in the back of the net. And it's number 3 for Jarek Whiteman. The hat trick converted. 3-2 in the 60th minute.
You're watching and listening to Mamma Mia! This is Fire Talk, Footy Edition with Nicholas Fiore.
Welcome back, everybody, to Mamma Mia! This is Fire Talk. I'm Nicholas Fiore, the host of the show, the new sports podcast. And joining me, a special guest on this edition of Footy Talk, episode number 3 of Footy Edition, is Lucas Cavallini. Lucas, thanks for joining. I appreciate it, man.
No, thank you for having me. Pleasure being here.
Absolutely. And Lucas Cavallini, obviously, guys, if you don't know, the Canadian national team, a striker on the Canadian national men's team for Canada, and obviously for the Vancouver Whitecaps as well in the Major League Soccer in MLS. But before you came to the MLS, Lucas, you know, you're from here, obviously, but you went to Uruguay, and you went to Uruguay pretty early in your youth, and you don't see a lot of people doing that, but I think you went over there, or you went overseas with your friend, Jonathan Osorio, as well, and you kind of found like a stepping stone or a place that you kind of felt at home with Nacional, and obviously, you know, that was a route that you wanted to take at a young age. Was there a decision where, okay, you could have maybe played in, I don't know, Woodbridge Soccer Club or SC Toronto or something like that, but was there a case where, no, I wanted to go over there and see what I can do in Uruguay?
Yeah, I mean, back in the day when we were younger, there was not a lot of opportunities to make it pro like there is now. Now you have the MLS teams coming up, producing players, which is good. I mean, it's good for the younger guys. They didn't have to do the sacrifices we made, especially, as you said, me and Osorio. Went in search for to chase our dreams, which was to be professional soccer players. And I mean, my idea was always to go to South America, whether it was Argentina, Uruguay, anywhere, Brazil even. The thing is, the idea for me was always, I think that the South American culture for football is the developing aspect is something like that I admire, that I always wanted to do. I always wanted to learn. So, because basically my idea was eventually to cross to, I mean, South America produces a lot of players to go abroad, Europe, Mexico, you know, anywhere basically. But like, it's like a good hotspot for scouts to come and look for players and bring them overseas. So that was my idea of looking at it as well. I mean, at first I just wanted to learn and obviously make it pro before I got to that step. And I mean, I never regret anything I did. At first it was tough for us, you know. not used to the lifestyle, living in Toronto, first world country, going to something that we weren't used to. But I mean, we did anything that was necessary in order to chase what we wanted to accomplish. So, I mean, it didn't matter for us.
And absolutely, and for the most part, right? I mean, look where you are now, right? I mean, it's not I don't think you regret the decision of doing what you did. I mean, yes, it was probably tough at first, but I mean, you're on the Canadian men's national team. I mean, you're playing in the MLS with Vancouver, right back in Canada. So, was it a tough decision though to make? Like, okay, at a young age, like going and living in Uruguay as well as playing there.
No, honestly, for me, it was something I was excited to do. And at a young age, especially 16, I mean,
yeah,
at that age, I just didn't care, It was just like, as a kid,
wanted to make it.
I just wanted to make it, exactly, and Osorio as well. And we just had those big aspects to make it pro there. And obviously that's when we started getting hype that's when we started going to the U20 national team. And then from there, now we're here with the men's national team. So, I mean, every step helped us to get to where we are now. So I'm excited. I was happy with my decision, and I was just always excited to get to South America.
If people don't know, your journey, you started with Nacional in your youth, but then I guess you could say, graduated to the first team, right? With Nacional de Montevideo in Uruguay, 4 games played with them. But then you got sent on loan to Juventud in Uruguay, 25 games, 10 goals. And then loan again to Phoenix, where you were 40 games played and 16 goals. And then they signed you in Phoenix there. Did you feel like with 37 games in that season, 12 goals, 2015-2016 campaign, did you feel like you kind of felt like a home with Phoenix there in Uruguay, where you were on loan for a couple seasons and then they signed you for one full year?
Yeah, I mean, my idea was just to play, right? So it didn't matter where I was. As a young player, I needed to play. I think I was like 21 at the time, and I was like top scorer of the season, playing in a not a high team that is Nacional or Peñarol, but showcasing my skills still with the sights to eventually go abroad. And I had a few opportunities to go to Europe at the time, but for personal reasons, I didn't end up accepting. And yeah, I mean, things happen for reasons, so whatever. It's okay. As I said, I don't regret any decisions, and I'm happy with what I'm doing now in my life. And everything happens for reasons, as I said. So.
Absolutely. And as you mentioned, Peñarol, and you ended up going to that team in the 2017-2018 season, 16 games played, 6 goals there. Talk about that, the rivalry with Peñarol, the derby, as you would say, with their rivals. I hear that is insane in Uruguay.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe after Boca River Clásico is probably going to be Peñarol Nacional. The atmosphere is similar. I mean, obviously Boca River is much bigger for me. But yeah, I mean, the decision to go to Peñarol coming from Nacional is not something you see every day. So for me, I had to take it. I had to take what do you call it? The critiques on the street when I was, just doing my business on the walking around, whatever, you take everything. Every once in a while you hear something, but I mean, I didn't care. I mean, I'm a professional and I do what I have to do. And obviously at that time I was upset with Nacional because they didn't behave well with me contract wise. Cause at the time I wanted to stay there more. And I mean, I don't know I don't remember much, but yeah, the decision when my agent called me to go to Peñarol, I was like, yeah, hell yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, 100%, right? 100%.
Anything to get these guys upset.
Hey,
anything for the other fans to hate me more.
Hey, why not? You always see the what's it called? The villain. There's always a villain. It seems like in football, right? I mean, you don't even in hockey, like when John Tavares left the New York Islanders and came to the Leafs. He ended up being a villain in New York. Like, it just, you always get that villain side of things, right?
Yeah.
But I know for sure, I know you relished in it for sure. You're like, hey, you know what? I'm here now. I'm going to score some goals.
Yeah, exactly.
Moving on though, with after Peñarol, you went to Mexico, and you're with Puebla on loan at first, 25 games, 13 goals, and then 50 games, 16 goals in the 2018-2019 campaign where you signed. What was the decision like? Leaving another country, so leaving Uruguay and now going to Mexico for a different opportunity.
Oh man, I mean, going to Mexico was the best decision of my life, I think. Football wise, incredible. I mean, I don't know if people really realize how good Mexico is, or it's really underrated, but I mean, a lot of passion, atmosphere, amazing. Fans crazy as well. Everybody breathes football there, just like South America. So for me, I mean, I loved it on the pitch and off the pitch as well, and my family as well. And I mean, we do miss it. Eventually, one day I would like to return, but who knows when that will be. But I mean, my experience there was amazing. Like right when I got there, I had a great season because I knew I had to prove something because I was kind of rusty at the time, and like I was like, yeah, I need to show something here. And eventually, I had a really good season. First season I arrived, like boom, focused, and right off the bat, I mean, the club was really impressed with me. The fans, the city of Puebla, man. Well, I can't go out there. I mean, it's crazy.
I only can imagine, especially in Mexico, right? I mean, my grandparents have a condo and a place in Acapulco, Mexico, and like I see the life there, and it's crazy over there too, But I mean, in Puebla, with the city, with the team, I can't imagine. But then Lucas, you kind of you came back to Canada. I mean, there was an opportunity. Vancouver signed you with a record-breaking club transfer, personally for the Whitecaps, and 18 games so far, 6 goals with Vancouver. Obviously, interrupted COVID season last year, of course. Talk about your decision coming to Vancouver and what led you to say, okay, I'm going to come back to Canada and join the Whitecaps.
At that time, after the Gold Cup, I was about to go to Cruz Azul, and it ended up failing in the transfer window. So, and then all of a sudden, I mean, my hopes were eventually to go to Europe or even a big club in Mexico. That's what I wanted at the time. And then, like at the time, I wasn't thinking of the MLS. But all of a sudden, I mean, Vancouver came to me. I remember one day, the last day of the summer transfer window, they came basically knocking on my doors. They came to visit me, and they showed interest in me, and I mean, they were excited to sign me. I'm like, at the time, I mean, my wife was about to have a baby, and they wanted me to leave right away, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to rush things. Let's just take it easy, and maybe in the winter transfer, I mean, we can negotiate something.
Yeah.
I mean, something again. I mean, at the time, I wasn't thinking of leaving. Well, I was, but like it was kind of hard with my wife being pregnant. She was about to give birth, so I mean, and then it happened. So on the off season, I got a call from my agent. My agent was speaking with Vancouver. Again, I think Vancouver went to Mexico again to speak with him, and then one day he called me. He's like, "Hey, Cava, I mean, it's a good opportunity to go to Vancouver. You tell me what you want to do, but I mean, they show a lot of interest in you, and they want to sign you, and blah blah blah. It's gonna be big, you know." And I'm like, "I'll think about it." At the time, I mean, I was excited. I was happy, you know. It was hard for my family to cope with it at the time because we haven't lived in like a country where English country, you know, speaking English. It was always Spanish based. So for my kids, they weren't really good with English, but you know, for me, it was good coming back to Canada because they got to be in a country where I lived, and you know, eventually they could be in school learning English first. So that part was excellent. And the football wise, I mean, I accepted at the time, and I'm happy with my decision. I mean, Vancouver, beautiful city. Unfortunately, because of COVID, it couldn't like take advantage of home games, the fans. It sucked, but eventually things will get better now, and
Absolutely.
hopefully this year will be even better.
Exactly, right? I mean, unfortunately, you're not technically at home, I guess, this year in Vancouver. Obviously, you're in the States, and we're going to touch upon that. But how are obviously, you just came off the national team, the 2-game World Cup 2022 qualifier, where you scored a hat trick in the second game against Cayman Islands. But how was the COVID protocols with the MLS and with the national team? Is it just something so crazy that you guys can't even believe you're doing right now?
No. I think everybody already adapted to the situation. I mean, they help out a lot with the restrictions and stuff like that. They try to keep us safe. Players have to be responsible as well. So I mean, everybody's just used to it already, and they have everything handled, organized, and I mean, really, it's no big deal now. It's just like now we got to focus more on football, and they'll take care of everything for you. So, I mean, with the national team, at least we went to a hot city in Florida, so it was nice. I mean,
you played. You had 2 games with the national team in Florida, of course, for the upcoming 2022 FIFA World Cup qualifiers in Qatar, which is obviously next November. Still weird to say in November that there's going to be a World Cup, but there is. Unfortunately, what happened with that giving of the World Cup. But anyways, you scored a hat trick in the second qualifying game that was postponed one day. Record-breaking win for Team Canada, for the national team, 11-0. Talk about the national team. Obviously, under 20, you had 3 games, 1 goal at the under 20 championships in Guatemala. Then the under 23s, you had 1 goal in 3 caps as well. And with the national team now, 19 games played, 14 goals. I mean, it's pretty good stat line, Lucas. That's a pretty good stat line. But obviously there was speculation at the beginning that there was all kinds of reports on TSN or Sportsnet that the decision of you joining Canada, maybe you were good and all that stuff. And of course you cleared the air, of course. But how, now time passing, how honored are you to wear Team Canada, wear the jersey, wear the crest, and try to, make this country get to a big stage?
Oh man, I love representing my country. I love going on international duty, because I mean the group we have there, the base is incredible. Like, I love going to camps. I mean, the guys are all cool. We all gel together. It's been like this basically almost the same team for the past few years. So I mean, we have like a good relationship. The players, the chemistry is getting better. I mean, everything with John has been improving day by day. So I mean, I'm excited for what we have to showcase. We still have a lot to prove. We haven't been tested yet, but I mean, those games will come and we'll be prepared for whatever. Everybody's on the same page and with the objective to eventually reach Qatar 2022. It's crazy. Yeah, it's only a year and a half away, and we still have a lot of games to play. And who knows? Maybe this year I might be more with Team Canada than I will with the Whitecaps. So, I mean, I like it. I mean, the World Cup is the most important stage in football, right? So we have to treat it. We have to treat it well and get as much games and practice as we can. So.
How different though has it been over the years? Because I mean, Cava, you can say, I don't know, 5+ years ago, there really wasn't no, Jonathan Osorio on the scene, and Jonathan David and Alphonso Davies. Like, you had to work to that. You had the older guys kind of gradually phasing out in the scene, like a Terry Dunfield and Jonathan and Bernier and Julian de Guzman. But now you have these young crop, a good core. John Herdman leaving the women's program, even though he did great there, in my opinion, coming to the men's program. And now you can see, like, there's, I watched both games, and you can see there's some energy, there's some vibe to it. Unfortunately, Ozo couldn't be there and David couldn't be there. But now there's guys that, can move the ball, can cross it, can play, like just almost the simple things that are coming, gradually better for this national team that, let's be honest, right? I mean, I'm sure your own players can say it hasn't been there. And it's too bad because there is talent in Canada. Yes, is there talent like Argentina or Italy or Uruguay? And of course, in Germany, of course, maybe there's not, but it's the stepping stone to get there. How different has it been for you to see, wow, look where maybe I came and I started, and the national team now, the crop that we have a legit chance if we put it together.
Oh, for sure. No, 100%. I mean, in the past, I think Canada, the mentality wasn't there. It was just like, okay, international duty, we're here to participate. That was a mentality before. That's why I had like a disappearance for a while. That's Absolutely. Why I wasn't I didn't agree with it. Obviously I wanted to represent my country, but if the mentality was just, it was like number one wasn't to win. It was just, whatever happens. Yeah. But nowadays, every time there's a camp, I'm excited. I'm getting prepared with the Whitecaps. I'm training my butt off, I'm trying to be ready because the boys there, and they're all playing in Europe. They're all playing in big clubs, and they're playing well, and they're being noticed. They're stars, and wherever they are, champions. Fonzo, it's huge. It's huge for him. It's huge for us. And I try to be at the same level as them as well. So that's why I'm always preparing myself for the national team, and because I know the talent is huge now, and we got to take advantage of it, because this generation, who knows when the next generation will hit, but this is the generation that we have to take advantage of. And the mentality now is to win a gold cup, to qualify for a World Cup, to not only qualify for a World Cup, but also to do well in the World Cup. We take it day by day, but that's the mentality we have now, and the boys are all plugged in. It's different, and I like it. I like where we're going, and I'm excited what the future has for us, and I'm sure the fans are as well. And there's still a lot more to come.
If Canada makes the World Cup in 2022, Cava, or even in 2026 when it's the united bid with USA and Mexico, how crazy for you would it be if Canada is placed in a group with Argentina or Italy, which you're half and half, or Uruguay, where you played so long in club football? I know that'd be pretty crazy for you. Be like, man, I used to cheer for you guys, but now I got to win.
No, that'd be huge. But yeah, we got to take it day by day.
Absolutely.
First off is 2022. And then first off, we want to qualify for a World Cup. We don't want to be, just because we're the host, we're in the World Cup. That's not what we're thinking now. We're thinking of getting to 2022 on our own. And then we talk about 2026. But first step, 2022. Step
by step. I'm jumping the gun. See back here, I'm jumping the gun, man. I'm jumping the gun. I want you guys there. Moving on with scoring your first international goal, right? It's always something special. I know when you came to BMO Field with Canada, in Toronto, of course, scoring your first goal there was big. I had some friends there. You probably know them, of course. I know Andrew Bustamante was there, and he's my close friend, and Matthew Caguana, and shout outs to them, and Nico P and Toronto Latinos. They're all there supporting you, and shout out to all of them. I know big brand over there growing with Carlos leading the way. But for you, how special is it to come to Toronto, and how special was it to score your first goal, but your first goal in Toronto, in the city where you grew up, essentially?
First off, shout outs to Toronto Latino, to all the Latino gang community, the Latino community. You guys, you have all my support, all my respect. Just as much as you guys support us, we support you, me and Oso, and whoever other Latinos who are about to come, but we'll see. So full respects to them. Toronto for me is home. Toronto is Toronto, the six.
The six.
It's for me. It's well, I remember when eventually they told us that our home game's gonna be in Toronto. I was stoked. I was like, oh, I'm gonna fill out that stadium with people. But to score in your hometown, in front of your family, in front of your friends. And for me, it was something huge. I think. Oh, was it the penalty shot I scored?
Yeah. Yeah.
To do a goal like that, I mean, I have to put on a show for the boys.
Cheeky. But it worked, right? Absolutely. No, I had to, had to touch upon it because it's special, right? I mean, family's there, friends are there. It's something special no matter where you are, right? You're representing your national team no matter what game it is. If it's there, you're putting on a show, and then the little panenka, beautiful, and put it in, right? So that's why I had to ask, had to touch upon it. But is it always special to, okay, you're gonna score, you're a striker. It's your job. But is it special to, what's the difference of scoring for a club team, even let's just say if it's the MLS Cup final, or the national team? Is there a big difference? Or a goal's a goal?
For me, as a striker, a goal is celebrated the same way as any other goal. As a striker, I mean, we're made to score goals, so I mean, we're used to it. But I mean, at a bigger stage, goals, like winning goals, are even bigger, especially the goal against the US. I mean, for me, that was for me today one of the best goals I ever scored. I mean, I scored nicer goals, but just the moment of that goal, you know what I mean? The situation. So for me, that was one of the biggest goals I have right now. Absolutely.
Coming to Vancouver, Cava, as a DP, as a designated player, right, from Puebla, from Mexico, there could be expectations, as a media guy, of course, and I know you've probably been asked the question, like, do you have more stress, more higher expectation that, now, Lucas Cavallini is a designated player coming back, coming to the MLS. Does that weigh on you a little bit, or no? You know who you are. I got to do my job. And, if I do it, great. If I don't, I know I can improve. But are the expectations kind of like weighing on the shoulders a little bit, or not really?
I mean, for the age, for how old I am, for the experience I have, for playing, I mean, pressure, I don't feel pressure. I mean, I played in Uruguay. I played in the 2 top clubs. I mean, that's pressure.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where you feel the pressure. But I mean, I was younger at the time, but then times goes by, and I mean, yeah, if I miss chances, I miss goals. I mean, I don't care what the critiques are. I'm hard on myself, like, all right, next time, the next day in practice, I'll be shooting on the net for an hour, till I get it right. I mean, I'm hard on myself already. So like pressure, I don't feel a weight on my shoulders. I don't feel nothing like that, because I'm doing what I love to do. This is what I always wanted to do as a kid. So I mean, pressure, I feel that's different, let's say, I don't know, our fathers, for example, my dad, my father-in-law, who had to wake up at 5 a.m. in order to have food on the table, for us.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pressure. But for me, doing something you love, this is something special,
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. Obviously, Vancouver's not playing in the city this season. They're playing at Rio. You guys are playing at Rio Tinto Stadium in Sandy, Utah for the MLS campaign. How different is that going to be for you, for the team overall? Because you're not at home, right? You don't have those fans. I don't know if Sandy, Utah is going to even let fans in. And if so, how many fans are going to be there for Vancouver, right? Probably not a lot. It's like the Raptors in Florida. It's do you see all Miami Heat jerseys over there, right? So how different is it going to be though for you guys, or is it just you're at a pitch, get the ball, and play football?
Obviously, I mean from last year without having our fans at the stadium. I mean, we're used to it already, I guess. I mean, this time we're allowed to have fans. We can have our families, since our families are with us. So, I mean, as long as my family's in the stands, as long as my kids are watching me, I don't care,
Perfect.
But, it's been a while since they see me play, especially in a stadium. So for me, it's special. And yeah, it's different, but yeah, we just have to, I mean, the club has taken care of everything for us, and we appreciate it. So, I mean, we just have to focus on football, which is what we do. So that's the idea, just to focus on what we have to do.
What are the I don't know, around camp, around the team, the buzz around the team, but obviously I read a little bit, but what's the buzz around the squad this year, as much as you can say, Lucas? April 18th, you're starting off with Portland. Then April 24th, you're playing your bestie in Ozo with TFC on April 24th. But what's the buzz around camp? Is it, let's we're not at home, but let's give this a run. Team has gotten better, developed. What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I'm happy. We've got a few signings in, which is good. Key players, important players, which is going to play a huge role for us. Probably going to help me see the ball more, which is good. I mean, that's what everybody wants. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, I haven't seen them yet. Just because of COVID and restriction, they haven't been able to train with us in Canada. So I'll eventually see them here, hopefully next week. So, I mean, we have to adapt as quick as possible. The 18th is right around the corner, and we have little preparation, but, we have to make it work as fast as we can.
Absolutely. And I'm sure you guys will. Final question, Lucas, in a way, with the Whitecaps now, after, coming last year, I guess 2020, do you feel like, this could be, even though I know you probably want to try Mexico or overseas maybe a little bit, but do you feel like, the Whitecaps can be a home for a couple of years and a couple of seasons to, pump in the goals and get into the full form that you want to get into?
Yeah, I mean, I owe a good season this year. I owe that to myself, to my family, I mean, to the fans as well, to the club. Last year wasn't a good season for me. I'm not going to put excuses, but yeah, lots of things happen. But, this year I'm ready. I'm focused. I just came from a good camp with the national team. I feel good. I feel eager to score a lot of goals this season and play a different role that I'm used to playing. So things will only get better for me, I believe. So
do you yeah, absolutely, and it will. Do you have a set goal? I know strikers they're like almost goalies, kind of. They're crazy. Goalies are like, okay, I'm not letting nothing in. I have a weird, unorthodox style. I mean, I played youth rep here. I played League One Ontario here as a goalie for years and years. But for you, do you have like, okay, I don't care what's going on, I'm scoring like 15 goals this season? Do you always put that little mark at the beginning of the campaign and say, I want to hit this mark this year?
Yeah, the thing is, as a striker, you learn in the future that if you try to set goals, I mean, you're always over anxious to get them, and that's when things start to go wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You start to get impatient, and that's what you don't want. So,
good.
I mean, I take it game by game. I try to build the confidence I need in order to get, to eventually that objective. But at the moment, I mean, you don't think about that. You just try to do your best and try to contribute as best you can. So the goals will eventually come. Absolutely.
Listen, Lucas, I know you're busy. I know, you're doing some living situations, of course, now where you are with the Whitecaps, and you just came off the national team, World Cup qualifiers, obviously with Vancouver training, there. So I do appreciate you coming on. It means a lot to me. I know everyone will love the shout outs that you gave. So that's that's for sure there. But listen, man, you're young, man. You're only 28. So just keep on rolling, keep on going. I know you will. You've made a good name for yourself. Now you just gotta keep on pumping the goals. And even though I'm a TFC fan, I still want to see you do well. So I'm going to be cheering for yourself when you guys play TFC on the 24th. But I appreciate you coming on. It really means a lot.
All right, I appreciate you inviting me on the show. I mean, I had fun. Shout out to everyone. Shout out to everyone who supports us. And maybe I missed a couple of names, but I mean, everybody in general. So, thank you. This year is going to be really good, and we need your support. And hopefully, I mean, our home games with Canada, there's fans allowed. So hopefully we see you guys soon.
Yeah, absolutely. And I appreciate it. Like I said, coming up in the broadcasting industry, starting my own sports talk show and podcast, but to have a guy like yourself come on and be willing to do so goes a long way in my books. And you didn't have to, but you did. So once again, Cav, I appreciate it.
Next time I'll get a Sawyer on the show as well.
Yeah, I was going to text that to you. No, that would be awesome. I appreciate that, Lucas. Listen, everybody, This was episode number 37 already. I can't believe it. And Footy Edition number 3 of Mamma Mia. This is Fire Talk. I had the pleasure and honor of joining me here, Lucas Cavallini, Canada men's national soccer team, and Vancouver Whitecaps in the MLS striker. And the season is approaching. So, guys, check the Whitecaps out because they're looking to cause some damage in the MLS this year. Mamma Mia, this is Fire Talk. Merchandise is released. Watch on YouTube. Listen on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Follow on all social media platforms. We even have a TikTok because why not? Follow us there. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Stay safe out there. And Mamma Mia.
Lopez turns it over, and now Cavallini with it. Cavallini finds Baker. Albanese comes out. Baker gets to it first. Around the keeper and in the back of the net. Blows the whistle. The captain, Dylan Carrero for Woodbridge. The penalty kick. Steps up and takes it neatly so with a great, brilliant penalty kick strike into the corner. The ref blows the whistle. Whiteman steps forward, looking, and right down the middle with the strike there and the penalty kick in the 19th minute. Anything coming, now a chance for Jason Mills. He comes in, the shot on goal, off the woodwork again, the rebound comes out, to Mills again, shot scores! Oh my word, number 11 with the finish, and that's Brandon Mills. Oakville looking to play long instead of building up. It's going to favor them off the second ball. A chance for the Blue Devils. Can they get anything on goal? Goes back outside looking for the offside call. It's not. Now cross back in, back door. It's a goal! And the Blue Devils are on the door first. Push back with good defensive play from North Mississauga, and they steal it and now look at the counter. Can the Panthers go? It's 4v4. Good pace. Botello plays on the far side. They stay on side. North Miss an opportunity. They come around the break with a shot. In the back of the net it goes, and North Miss have one back. Continues with a North Mississauga free kick in midfield. An opportunity here. Shot comes in the back of the net it goes. Oh my word, what a strike. Now back kicked up in the air. One with the header. Placed down. McNamara has the opportunity. And in the back of the net it goes. Corner kicking out for Oakville. It's a dangerous one. And in the back of the net again. And it's McNamara.
That was Mamma Mia. This is Fire Talk Footy Edition with Nicholas Fiore. Thank you for watching and listening, and stay tuned for the next episode.